questions that I get the most about creating AI models for the brand is essentially, how am I making my AI models look so real? Or I think there's a number of things to look for to when you're creating your AI models that will help them look more real, be more high end and more luxurious, and see like a little bit more like slightly edgy, a little bit more cool, right? Like these are kind of always the things that I'm going for when I'm creating AI models for clients. Look at this first model here that I made. And one of the most important things to make your AI look real is the skin texture. As you can see, she doesn't have a glossy, shiny skin texture, right? It's not all one note. Her skin does look texturized like a real person. She has some hyperpigmentation. She has a little bit of like folds close by her nose, some smile lines. She has a little bit of wrinkles under her eyes. There's darkness underneath her eyes, a couple of moles here or there. These are the type of things that you want to look for when you're creating your AI model. And I'll show you another one. This is a great one as well. Like just look at the age in her face. And also too, the AI models a lot of people tend to use, like they're using like the shiny plastic blonde girls. Like if you stray away from that, you already will have a bit more believability within your model and within your image. But like she looks really great because she looks pretty real. The light and shadows look really great. She just has super realistic skin tone. Even look here on her arms. You see how she has like some hyperpigmentation on her arms? That's like perfect. That's believable. Okay, this was another great model set. Just the light and shadows here are doing a lot of the work to make her look more real. Her hair looks hyper realistic. If you look here around the bangs, her eyebrows look hyper realistic, and you see like these dark shadows, that little bit of purple underneath her skin and by the corner of her eyes. That's also helping her look realistic. If anything, I would say we are having a little bit of issues around the mouth. So you can edit that if you like, or you can just choose another image. But as you can see, this one here, I feel like her eyes look a little bit dead. So you want to always pay attention to that, like making sure the eyes look like it has some life in it. Like her eyes here looks like they have more life in it. You know, I can't even explain to you why I feel like they looked more dead. I just looked at it and felt a response. So also too, when you're creating your AI models, like if you're feeling things when you're looking at them, like for some reason I feel like this is looking like an alien, or I feel something about this is making me look uncomfortable, like listen to that and lean into that, because other people will pick up on that as well. But like here, as you can see, just that darkness around the eyes really 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 helps. And we're getting a little bit more close up here. Her skin has some texture. I probably would like a little bit more, but the hair looks really good. The hair is actually a little too uniform, if you see here on the eyebrows. So maybe I would stay away from this. And I feel like the lips look a little too small. So this probably would not be an AI model I would use. Just looking at like how some of it looks a little too perfect, even though it still looks realistic here. But you see this one, she looks a little less perfect, right? The hairs look a little less perfect. Now I love this shot. This would be the one that I would use. It also has like a little bit of like a Elizabeth Taylor feel, but like super edgy for 2025. Okay, like take a look at this model. It's giving Wes Anderson, right? We're getting a little bit of like Wes Anderson vibes, which I love. Once again, little bruising around the eyes, the purple on the skin. Let's look at the mouth here. The mouth looks pretty good. And the hair, like the baby hairs are a big one. Like you want to make sure your model has a little bit of hair on the hairline and that the hair is flowing realistically. And then also to take a look at the hair on the coat, right? It doesn't look flat, it doesn't look plasticky. That's also going to help with the realness. And look at her here, right? Look at her freckles, look at her skin tone. This is looking real. All of these here. Like, look how good this looks. And look at, you can also see the little bit of hairs on her forehead, right? That little bit of hair that you have on your skin, you also want to look for that as well. See, look at that. And you could utilize an image like this for a jewelry brand, beauty brand, fashion brand. You could put something in her hands, having her drink a soda, or she could be biting a burger, or she could be, holding up a bottle of like vitamin supplements, whatever. Like you can utilize these models in so many different ways. I like to always create my model first. Now that we have software like Nana Banana and different things, and the editing through Photoshop has gotten so much better, and the editing through Midjourney has gotten so much better. I like to create the model first, and then I will bring in the products. You can also use stand-in products. You can like also prompt her to just hold a bottle, but not necessarily worrying about making it your bottle at first, just so you can get the compositions that you like first. If you want me to make another video on that, on like posing and compositions and how to create like the images first holding products before you actually edit the products, let me know in the comments. As you can see, and guys, these here were all failures, but the coat's looking pretty good, but I just, the model did not work out at all. These I love. Now, when I work with clients, what I love is editorial work, right? High fashion work. She's super high fashion, but it's still bringing a lot of the things that we talked about before, right? Like, look at that redness around the eyes. This one here, her skin looks more flat, less texture, so she looks a little bit more fake. This one, she has a little bit more texture. She looks more alien-esque, but in a good way. And the coat looks so real. The hair looks really great as well. I would probably use this one. Now look at these here. The skin is super dewy, right? But not plastic shiny. So that's something to keep in mind. This one looks pretty good, pretty real. But I would say with this one, we're getting closer to AI model look, right? It's starting to look too pretty. This here, I think when you focus also too on creating, making sure their faces are not just completely symmetrical. If they have a little bit more planes in their faces, more angles in their faces, I also think that tends to make it look a little bit more real. Look at her hair. Beautiful. Look, can't you see? One eye is slightly bigger than the next. That's a very human trait. Now these ones look more AI. You see how flat the skin looks, how muddled the skin looks? And this looks more real. Look at the skin. I will say when it comes to models that you're creating and they're very dewy, you need to be careful because when you upscale the image, sometimes the other AI upscalers, and essentially upscaling essentially is getting more resolution in the image so you can use it for like print or things like that, right? But sometimes it could want to make it super glossy because they were already shiny. So that's something that you need to test. And if you're just using it for web and you don't need a super high resolution image, because every time you try, you're getting one, just don't. Let's see here. Like, yeah, all these look fake. And we go on. But that is just a glimpse into a few things to look for when you are creating your AI models. And these were all tests that didn't go well. And you saw these are all essentially the version ones. And then what we just went through were the version twos. So go off and create cool looking AI models and stop creating models that look like everyone else. And if you're definitely creating it for your brand, stop creating these AI slop looking models. Like, let's create something real, you know?